Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tyne Davis Gymnasium. It's not senior day, but senior weekend, as it were, as your Faulkner Lady Eagles host Blue Mountain Christian. Always a tough battle. This is between the number 4, number 2, check that, and number 8 teams in the conference standings. Blue Mountain just below Mobile. Pre-match there, wanted to let y'all listen in. That was some milestone awards, something that Coach Tori Renda is always huge about, recognizing when players hit their 500th kill, 200th dig, whatever the case may be. A lot of seniors getting awards signed and bedazzled, for lack of a better word. Volleyballs by the coaching staff themselves. And, of course, we have senior day tomorrow at 1 against Tennessee Southern. This is the last weekend of the regular season. Doesn't really seem like it's been that long already that we're at that point. But next weekend, the 13th and 14th, or through the 15th, actually, including the championship game, is the conference tournament downtown at the multiplex at Crampton Bowl. Faulkner will enter as the bottom seed, but this team wants to fight another day. But I get ahead of myself because we have a huge battle here to start with. And that attack by Madison Martin carries out. BMCU is first on the board. Serving now is the setter, Rihanna Brown, for the Toppers. Martin gets that one over. That is a kill off the tool block by Jordan by Celeste Speed, if I'm not mistaken. Rudolph with the dig there. Hart will have to keep it alive, and Jordan sends it over. Jordan there again. Hart feeds Jordan, and it lands off the tool block for the Faulkner point. They are, check that, they are changing that to a topper point. Officials, and now they've changed it back. You can't be sure of too many things, but that was very much touched by Blue Mountain. I mean, there's, unless you just weren't looking. As it is a kill by Charlie Jordan, one of the 5 seniors who will be honored tomorrow, and she's serving now. That's a kill right there to get that point back for Blue Mountain. That is Abby Fuller with the kill there. Hart over to Rudolph. It's dug up. Speed gets it over. Jordan digs it. Moss sends it over and resets. And that's a kill by Speed. This is Valeria Velez serving for Blue Mountain. Confusion with the rotation. Speed stays on. Brenda taking the time to talk to her outside hitter, Elise Rudolph. Bates digs that one. Hart. Over to Moss. It's blocked back. Came in contact with the net. It is a point for Blue Mountain. Velez sends this one aloft. Jordan and they can't save that one. An ace for Velez, and this is a 6-1 topper lead. I believe rather than the Lady Toppers, this being volleyball, they call themselves the Volley Toppers. BMCU, its first season under their former assistant coach, Sarah Eason. Last year's head coach, Reed Gann, took over at NCAA Division I Louisiana Monroe this year and is working to build the Warhawks into something lasting. A long-suffering program in the Sun Belt. And another popper point means that Coach Tori Renda will use her first timeout. That last kill was by Rachel Stegall. Bit of a family affair, if you can call it that. As many of you Faulkner fans know, Coach Tori Renda helped found Capital City Juniors Volleyball Club here in Montgomery, serving the River region. And one of Blue Mountain's players, number 4, Abby Williams. She is, I gotta check this. Thought she was leading a category in the conference, a bit further down than I thought. I think I was thinking of Celeste Speed. But Abby Williams from Wetumpka, Alabama, graduate of Elmore County High School, also a CCJ graduate. Friends then with with players in this current Faulkner team, the likes of Colby Bates, Kendall Rice, and didn't grow up here, but one who helps coach, Charlie Jordan. Moss, that one's blocked back. Jordan feeds Rudolph. The libero Wilson with the dig there. Speed sends it over. Strength to Bates. Back to Rudolph. Dug by Stegall. And a kill by Stegall off the assist from Elena Fuller. Fuller, a freshman middle from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They churn out strong volley players over in Blue Mountain, Mississippi. And that's a kill for Rudolph. Finally gets one to go. Checking on for Madison Martin is the junior and JUCO transfer Kinsey Hazard. Started today, and I believe it's just her third start. I could be totally off on that. This is a good portion of the early year due to kills. I believe making contact with the net there was Faulkner. If it's a kill, it's one for Stegall. Junior outside from Brandon, Mississippi, and Hazard has to save that one and does so. Thought that was a ball handling error. That's what the Toppers are calling for, but we play on, and Rudolph gets the kill. Checking in for the first time now is the backup senior setter, Ellie Sear, as Mandy Hart's just checked out, and sophomore Riley Deem up to the net. Put back by Hazard. Sending it back over Speed. Sear feeds Rudolph. Does it land? It does. 9-4 is the score now. 3 of the last 4 points going to Faulkner. Speed. Back over. Sear digs it. Strength. Feeds Rudolph. Back over. Hazard. Over to Sear. Back to Riley Deem. Does it land? It does not. Blue Mountain is able to send it back over in the midst of all of that. Bates with quite a dig. And an attack error from Rudolph. Just wasn't able to reset in time to give that one power. Checking in to serve now for the Toppers is number 30, Peyton Kidd, senior setter from Cottage Grove, Oregon. The farthest away player who had to travel the farthest to come to Blue Mountain by far. Next closest is Iowa. Rudolph, too much power that time, sends it out. 11-4 is the Topper advantage. As Kidd sends this one aloft again. Faulkner lets it go. Foul. Jordan's back in the game. Up at the net, she's just a Swiss Army knife, the different ways you can use her. Rudolph now serving. A beautifully set up kill there from Stigall. With the dig there, I believe, was the middle, Kaylee Grace Turpin. And into serve now is the Wetumpka native and CCJ grad in Abby Williams. Dean sends it over. It's Doug. Attack error by Marissa Gerleman. She was the next furthest away from Mississippi. Sophomore right side out of Adel, Iowa. In for the first time today to serve now is defensive specialist Addison Smith. Wilson with the dig. And the kill there. Another one by Gerleman. And with the side out there, Smith checks back out, as does Kinsey Hazard. It's Haley Oliver now serving, a senior setter from Mobile. Sear feeds Jordan. Beautifully set up, senior to senior. Hart will relieve Sear now, and Kaylee Moss will relieve Dean. Hart serves here. Might should let that one go. But it works out just fine for Blue Mountain. Another kill for Marissa Gerleman. She subs out there. That might be the only thing that's going to stop her from scoring in this next rally. The setter, Rihanna Brown, is back on, as well as Speed. Speed, a sophomore outside and middle from Batesville, Arkansas. Hart feeds Moss. Dig there by Brown. The attack by Velez, dug by Rudolph. And a block there from Speed and Fuller on Jordan's attack. Martin with the dig there. Hard over to Jordan. Speed. It's sent back over on the block by Martin. Hart resets, sets up Jordan again, and that time it works to perfection. (15-8) the score as Jordan steps behind the service line. The block there by Martin and Moss. What a play. That was a beauty. So Jordan back behind the line now. Dug by Wilson. And the attack there by Velez. And it'll go down as a kill for Velez. Faulkner just couldn't save that. One senior relieves another. Jordan checks out, and Colby Bates, the DS, back in the game. As was mentioned pre-game, Bates suffered an injury, sprain to her wrist, if I'm not mistaken, and returned to play this year, knowing she wasn't going to come back, and she wanted to give it all she had. She couldn't hurt it any worse, basically. And she sets up a nice play there. A kill by Moss. Strength back in the game, and she's serving. Dig there to kill by Speed. Speed sends it back over. Off the dig by Hart. Hart now feeds Rudolph. Glazes over the net, and it's a kill for Faulkner. What a play. If she had hit that at any slightly different angle, that would have come back down on Faulkner's side, but she got it just enough to clear the net and just enough leg on it where the toppers couldn't return it. It's Faulkner that can't return that one. The toppers get that point back. Bates on that dig. Hart feeds Rudolph. Rudolph has to reset. She fires again. Dig and attack by Stegall there. Hart has to send it over. Strength over to Hart. Back to Rudolph. Dug by Stegall again. This attack going back to Velez, and it's a kill for Velez. Velez, the sophomore outside from Flower Mound, Texas, transfer from Arkansas Monticello. A Division II program. Wilson serves this one. Hart over to Moss. Sends it back up. And a kill by Kinsey Hazard. Based on the brace, I think it was a broken finger or something Bates sustained. Again, I'm not, might be speaking out of turn there. Don't want to break any HIPAA violations. Sear serves this one. Nearly went haywire, but Stegall, and it does. Stegall, it nearly was an ace off of her, but they get it back to her for the attack attempt. She just can't send it back over the net. Sear serving. Wilson serves to Gall. Sear serves Deem. And it's a kill for Deem off the touch by the toppers. Sear back in again. Serving. Speed. Sends into the net. Don't believe you'd credit Rudolph with a block there. I believe it was into the net on his own. But they do. They will go with Rudolph and Hazard. So whatever the statistician sees down there at the scores table. And the toppers will now take a timeout, and they're having to sweat now. We'll be right back once this timeout is through. We are back, and Sear behind the service line once again. The attack there by Turpin, dug by Bates. Hazard sends it over. Can't save that one. That's a kill for Rachel Stegall. She leads the team right now, both teams, with 5. Checking on and serving now is Kidd once again. Bates digs. Sear sets up Rudolph. Dig by Wilson. And the kill perfectly placed by Gerleman. Strength is wise to let that one go. The serve carries just foul from Kidd. And Rudolph to serve now. Dug by Velez. Attack and kill by Stegall. Williams check back on again in favor relieving Stegall, and Williams will serve. Rudolph with that dig. Sear sets up Dean. Kept alive by Wilson. Attacked by Velez, dug by Strength, and that's a kill from Charlie Jordan. That's a senior making a huge play with nothing to lose. Smith back on to serve. She lets this one go. Dug, and Deem somehow keeps that one alive. The one touch got it over back to Faulkner's side, and I thought that play was done for. Wilson digs there. This attack by Velez, dug by Rudolph. Smith again, and Rudolph sends it back over. Tori Renda rallying the troops fast as she can. And you can only keep that up for so long once you start to lose possession. Or lose control, I should say. And it's a kill for Kaylee Grace Turpin. Oliver now to serve. Dug by Rudolph. Sear sets up Martin. Carries out. Oliver serving now. Dean digs. Sear for Rudolph. Nearly went off. Saved by Velez, though. Strength. Sear over to Deem. And it will fall. So 23-18's your score now. And to serve is Mandy Hart. Fuller with that attack, Jordan with this one, and Jordan with the kill. Off the set from Hart. Who else? They were one of two of the honorees. 2,000 career assists, I believe, for Hart. And she's got an ace. She is in the groove now. Blue Mountain once again sweating this out. look to have it cinched up at 23-17, but the Eagles have scored the last 2 points. Williams with that dig. Attack by Velez. This one by Jordan. And can't stay alive. It can by Williams. Martin. Hart feeds Jordan again. Kept alive again. The set by Wilson. The attack and kill by Velez. You got to just appreciate that. Charlie, and just a strong rally. Neither team wants to give it an inch. It was hard to get there regardless, but Jordan, as she always is the first to say, that was on me. Let's reset and redo this point, guys. Martin attacks there. It's blocked back. Rudolph now blocks back. Jordan sends it over. Don't even think she was intending to. But speed, the tool block, and Jordan frustrated a little bit with that, but she also has a good humor about it. Did the best she could in the moment. Tried to send it back into play, but it went out, and the tool block gives Blue Mountain set 1. We'll be right back for set 2 after this on Faulkner Sports Network. Welcome back for set 2 action in Tyne Davis Gymnasium. I'm Joel Sellers. It's been a pleasure bringing you guys the action this year. Afraid you won't have me tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have a more than worthy reliever in Judd Bailey. Judd Bailey will be on ESPN one day calling games. It's going to happen. I'm an SID who this just happens to be one other part of the job that I like to do. And am am good at and am called on to do. It's just part of the job. Mandy Hart serves to open this set. Speed. It's kept alive, and there I think you credit not the block. It's an attack error by Williams, I believe it was. On the rebound, to use basketball terms, the dig off the block carries out of bounds. You really see a bunch of new things every game in NAI volleyball. Oh, it goes down as a set error. Doesn't make sense. Velez sends that one over. Jordan sends this one over. Wilson digs and sends it back over. Martin. Hart feeds Kaylee Moss, and it's a kill. Deftly saved here at the production table by our producer, Caden Andrews. Batting it back into play. Those are some good reflexes there, man. Wilson digs. Sent back over by Velez, and it's a kill by Valeria Velez. 2-1 is the score. Jordan digs there, and Martin just has to regroup and save it, and that landed. She was just trying to save that one and make it another day. But Blue Mountain caught out of rotation. Kill there to answer by Rachel Stegall. The libero Wilson now behind the service line. It skips over the nets perfectly, and that's an ace for the Toppers. This match is tied once again. Service there by Wilson, dug by Bates. Rudolph with that attack. Celise Speed with that one. Bates on the dig. Moss sets up Martin. Wilson. Sent over by Turpin. Martin's attack is blocked by Turpin. Assisted, I think you could say, by Stegall. But it was primarily Turpin in on that. Bates with that dig. Sent back over. Stay alive another day by Kaylee Grace Turpin. And Martin takes advantage with a kill. Tied back up. Jalen Strength, the junior libero, now to serve. Sent over by Stiegel. Rudolph sends that one over. Dug by Velez. Speed with the kill, assisted by Rihanna Brown. Speed checks off, and in her place is Kidd to serve. Dug by Strength. Hart feeds Moss into the net, but credited with the block there, I believe, will be Stegall. Turpin did assist on that one. Bates feeds Moss, carries out, too much power. Brown to serve here. Check that, Kidd. Hart over to Rudolph, and a kill. It's right between Kidd's legs. Sear to serve now. Dug by Velez. Brown. Set up Stegall. It's batted back. Brown now feeds Helen Roy. Roy sends it back over again after it was first blocked back. Sear feeds Rudolph. Kidd feeds and assists Rachel Stegall. 3-point lead for the Toppers as Abby Williams, the Wetumpka product and CCJ product, checks back on. Into the net with that serve. Elise Rudolph now back to serve. Dug by Wilson. Attack there by Turpin. Strength. Feeds Jordan, and she will be credited with the ball handling error there. Haley Oliver serving now. Wisely ducking out of the way is Rudolph for the service error. It'll be Addison Smith to serve now. Wilson feeds Velez. Rudolph digs. Sear feeds Jordan. And it's a kill for Charlie Jordan. So Smith gets to serve this one again. Dug by Williams. The skip, set, and kill by the senior Peyton Kidd. Ten to 8 the lead as the setter Brown, starting setter, senior out of Trenton, Tennessee, to serve there, and that was an inadvertent whistle by the official, and we'll do it again. Brown serves it. Dug by Rudolph. Deem sends it over, too far. Already had to kind of lunge to adjust to make that attack. Sear kind of put it out of reach. So Brown to serve again and carries way off the mark. 11-9. Back in to serve is the starting all-conference setter, who as of now sits 8th all-time in career assists for the program, according to the pregame read, Mandy Hart. Strength sets up for Jordan, just has to send it over. Brown fed Fuller there. Jordan sends it over, and it's a kill for the senior from Kingwood, Texas. said this before about Abby Williams, but for Jordan, playing Blue Mountain really is a family affair. Her sister plays soccer for the Toppers. And the block there by Madison Martin and Kaylee Moss. And we have a tie match here in the second set. Brown sets up speed. And it looked like it was off the block, off the tool block. So it's going down as a Blue Mountain kill, but they're discussing this. Toy Renda and the coaching staff are arguing perhaps that the Toppers made contact with the net. The call stands, point Toppers. Velez to serve now. Strength digs. Hart feeds Martin. Velez digs that one. Sets up and a kill. Attack by Stegall. Jordan sends it back over. Wilson on the dig. Hart feeds Moss, and it lands in between the blocks. And we're tied back once again. And there is life on that Lady Eagle sideline and the home fans. Sent over by Fuller, dug by Hart. Strength feeds Rudolph. That attack and kill by Stegall. Bates has to send it back over after first getting the dig. Stegall, it is returned. The over by Rudolph just barely clears it. Brown skipped the set, but the Lady Eagle offense responds to what they're given. And Kaylee Moss with the kill. Strength to serve now. Velez digs it. And a set error might go to Colby Bates there, started by the attack from Kaylee Grace Turpin. Hart feeds Moss, and off the tool block lands for the kill regardless. 14-14 is the score now. Moss and Hart check off for Sear and Dean. Sear serves now. Wilson. Serves Velez. Rudolph to reset. And off the tip, it's a kill for the junior from Montgomery. And now trailing by one. The Toppers use their first timeout of the second set, and we will take it with them. We'll be right back in a minute. Back to the action and leading by 1 to the Lady Eagles. Sears serve. It will be saved, but just barely. Sent over by Roy. Hazard with that attack. Dug by Turpin. Kidd feeds Stegall for the kill. Stegall will check off in favor of Abby Williams, as Williams will serve. Match tied up once again. Sear feeds Rudolph, and the tool block goes down for the kill. Rudolph serving now. The attack error by Helen Roy gives another point to the Lady Eagles. Rudolph serving now. Dug by Wilson. Set by Kidd, and the kill by Velez. Oliver checking in to serve now. Strength with that dig. Sear sets up for Deem. Dug by Kidd. Sent over by Roy. Dug by Strength. Sear feeds Jordan. And what a dig there. Sends the topper bench out onto the floor. Deem. Did it land? It did not. Just out. But even with that rally, with how they responded, Tori Renda telling her team, good job. The emotion is there. That's what we need. Oliver to serve again. Jordan has to reset. Does a good job of that as Kidd digs, and sending over is Roy. Sending this one over is Rudolph. Williams feeds Roy. Sent over by Velez on the last gasp. Sear over to Jordan, and it lands. That's Jordan's 7th kill. She ties Rudolph for the team lead. Match lead is 10, far and away by Stegall. The next closest on for the toppers is Speed with 5. Addison Smith now in to serve. Dug by Williams. Sending over is Velez. Smith feeds Deem. Another great dig by Abby Williams, a local product. Sear over to Deem. And it lands for the sophomore out of Tallahassee, Florida. The Lady Eagles lead by 2. Smith launches, carries out, and BMCU gets one back. Serving now will be the setter, Rihanna Brown. Dug by Rudolph. Sear sets up Jordan. Dug by Wilson. That attack and the tool block goes down for the kill for Velez. And we are tied back up again. What a match we have brewing here, folks. And giving up 2 straight, now Tori Renda will use her first timeout of this set. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a moment. Back here live as Dean sends it over. And what a kill for Madison Martin, the sophomore out of Millbrook. It'll be Mandy Hart to serve now. Dug by Wilson. Attack by Speed is blocked back. Hart digs. Strength feeds Jordan. Fuller. Speed sends it over. Hart feeds Moss. And off the tool block, it carries out of bounds. Two-point lead now, once again, for the Lady Eagles. Hart sends it over, the dig by Williams. Velez sends it over, and unsure if that's unsure what exactly the error there was for Faulkner, but they could not afford to make it there. Velez serves again, her team down by 1. Rudolph digs. Strength feeds Jordan. Sing that one over, and a kill for who else but Rachel Stigall, the junior out of Brandon, Mississippi, planting her name all across this match. That's her 11th kill, and we're just 2 sets in. Rudolph with that dig. Hart feeds Moss. She gets it over somehow, and then the kill by Martin before, right as it was over the net, before they could really make a good attack at it. Off the set. Jordan to serve now. Dug by Stigall. And a kill by Stigall. Who else? Stigall in 5th place in digs right now. Tied for, I believe 6 digs, counting with that play now. Trailing only the libero, Cora Wilson. Speed with that one. It's blocked back. They're setting up for Speed again. Tool block by Rudolph, and I was going to say it landed out of bounds on Blue Mountain's side off the block by Rudolph. The referee motioned one way and then said, "My mistake," the other way. I was about to say, if it was called a Faulkner point, the Eagles will take it, but ooh, that. And down there courtside, a few Topper fans had something to say about it and helped him realize that. Wilson with the service there. Martin's attack blocked back. Sets up for Rudolph, blocked back again. Sent over by Martin. Tip there and a kill. You're going to get tired of hearing that name. It's Rachel Stigall again, and Tori Rinda uses her 2nd timeout. As leading by 2, Faulkner was 21-19. Blue Mountain now in the middle of a 5-1 run, and they've got set point. It's very much the time to use a timeout. And really, if you look at it, that has kind of been the pattern for the Lady Eagles. You can tell when emotion's high, they've got things going their way, they're stringing together good runs, and they're having a lot of success. But one thing, one call, whatever the case may be, can go against them, and things start to unravel. If not for that, Faulkner is much better, doing much better than 9-17 right now. Regardless, seat spots, all the teams advancing to the championship are locked, and Faulkner's seed is locked at 8, can climb no higher with their loss at Point last weekend. And that kill ends it 2-0 lead now for the Toppers. Celeste Speed there on the assist from Brown. We'll be right back for set 3 after this on the Faulkner Sports Network. And to set 3 we go. Brown to serve and kick things off, and Jordan with that dig. And Martin with the kill off the assist from Mandy Hart. Jordan will serve now. And his top of the net. Error ties the score. Side out, serve, back to Blue Mountain. What I didn't realize when I first started learning about volleyball is that side out technically is an outdated term because you no longer use side out scoring. We use rally scoring instituted in the late 90s or 01. And can Hart save that? She can. Wow. Kill there by Stigall. Anyway, If you play pickleball, you know how this works. Rally or side out scoring for volleyball, which was how it was played until the late 90s or early 2000s, you could only score a point when you were serving. So if the other team gets a point and they were not the team serving, they don't get the point. They just all of a sudden get the serve back. So matches took forever. And a lot of stats from back in the day in the record book are really inflated compared to now because effectively it's two different games, two different scoring systems. Moss with the kill there. It was tipped up there a bit. She nearly celebrated a bit prematurely, but it lands. And 3-2 is the score now. So all that to say, when I say get the side out, don't worry, we've not reverted back to that era. It has resulted in a point one way or another. Rally scoring is king. Faulkner ties it back up with the attack error there. It's speed on that attack. She'll attack now and get a kill. Bates can't save it. Currently injured Anna Primpromat, statting down on the sideline, had to duck out of the way for her life. Wilson serving there, and taking that straight off the dig is Kaylee Grace Turpin, the junior middle from Satsuma, Alabama. Scores a kill there. Her second or third of the day. Live stats can take a second to load. That's an attack error by Turpin. Point goes back to Faulkner. 1 point game now. Ellie Sear to serve now. Sets up there for Turpin. Sear sets up for Deem. It's saved. Back over by Velez. Sear feeds Rudolph. And it's a kill for Elise Rudolph. Adding to that total with the mark that she hit earlier this year in 500 kills, I believe it is. Into the net there is Ellie Sears' serve. So Peyton Kidd back in now to serve. Sear feeds Dean. It's batted back. And the block by, I believe, Turpin and Stegall. Bates digs. Sear feeds Rudolph. And will it land? It will not. Sent back over by Wilson. Bates has to dive to save that one. Deems attack. Too much power. Blue Mountain tracked it down to not touch it. 8-5 the score. Tori Wren does not like what she sees. She will use her first timeout of this set. We'll take it with them and be right back in just a moment. We're back here, and Rudolph with the attack, Wilson with the dig. Attack that time by Stegall. Rudolph sends it back over. Kidd will feed Stegall. It's kept alive. Sear feeds Deem. Dug up by Kidd once again. The attack by Gerleman. Bates with the dig. Skipping the set with the kill is Ellie Sear. Coach Renda loving what she sees on that play. So that already made a difference. Rudolph will serve now. Send it up. And it's an ace for the junior from Montgomery. Within one now are the Lady Eagles. It was Velez who couldn't save that. Dug by Wilson. Attacked by Turpin, dug by Sear. And Deem fed Rudolph. She had to reset with the back row attack, just trying to get it over. And it was out of reach of the last line of defense for the Toppers. And 3 straight points for the Lady Eagles. I'd say that timeout worked pretty well. But we don't want to speak too soon. Stegall with that attack there. Jordan with this one. Dug by Wilson. And the attack air hitting the antenna is Stegall. 4-0 is the Lady Eagle run. Blocked back. The attack by Turpin. Carrying out once again, that time on the attack by Gerleman. And now that prompts Sarah Eason to use her first timeout, and the Toppers will break. So a 5-0 run for the Lady Eagles, and they hold a 10-8 lead after trailing 8-5 in that first timeout. We'll be right back momentarily. Rudolph serves it now as we return. Strength feeds Charlie Jordan. That attack by Gerleman. This one by Riley Deem. Did it land on the line? It did. The point goes to Faulkner. 6-0 is the Faulkner run. Skipping the set is Kidd. Rudolph with the attack and kill with the assist from Ellie Sear. 12-8 is the Faulkner lead. Rudolph serves, Velez. The dig and the kill by Stegall. to break the dry spell for the Toppers. Abby Williams with that serve. Sears feeds Deem, and there's the kill for Faulkner. They get the 1 point for Blue Mountain in that span back. And to serve now is Addison Smith. Wilson with the dig. Kidd over to Velez. Sear over to Deem. And the tool block works to perfection. 14-9. Largest lead of the contest for Faulkner. And just like that, the Toppers will use their second and final timeout of this set. Running into a stiff challenge. This Lady Eagles team has not gone anywhere. And we'll be back in just 50 seconds or so on Faulkner Sports Network. Smith to serve again for the Lady Eagles. Carries out. Wisely ducking out of the way is Cora Wilson. The libero for the Toppers. Senior out of Marion, Arkansas. So many of this team has really been returners from the Reed Gann era, but they'll lose a good bit next year. And they return the favor. Service error there by Haley Oliver. Back in now is Mandy Hart to serve. Dug by Williams. Attack there by Gerleman, and the kill with the assist from Kidd. Trailing by 4 now as Rihanna Brown will serve. Hart has up for Moss off the tool block. What a day the freshman from Baker, Florida is happening. She's tied for second on the team with 8 kills with Charlie Jordan. Wilson digs. And does it land? It does. For Celeste Speed. Serving is Velez, and it will be an ace for her. Might be more of a set error, but never really had it in the first place. Did Lady Eagles. The Toppers are not going away. Strength with that dig. Bates feeds Rudolph. The dig there by Velez. Over, and the attack error by Stegall. She's hit a bit of a dry spell. Checked back in there for Jordan is Kinsey Hazard. Dug by Wilson. Dug there by Hart. Strength feeds Rudolph. Velez keeps it up. Brown with the assist there. Stegall far and away leading both teams. That is her 17th kill. Stegall with the dig and the attack there. Strength saves it. Rudolph feeds Moss. Velez. Attack by Speed. Hart feeds that one from Moss, and Speed able to save it. Hart back over to Rudolph. Dug by Brown. Speed, and it finally lands. What a rally there. Within 2 now are the Lady Toppers. Wilson serving there. Rudolph on that attack. On this one, between the blocks is Stegall. That is her 18th. Stegall 3 digs away from a double-double today. Rudolph with that attack. And one too many touches there. Can't keep it up. And point for the Lady Eagles. Sear to serve now. Wilson feeds, you guessed it, Stegall. And within 1 are the Lady Toppers. The current run is 6-2 for BMCU. Rudolph sends it over. Dug by Stegall. That attack by Turpin. Dug there, it's going back to Stegall. Keeps it up and Strength sends it over. Dug by Velez. And that kill, that time it's Marissa Gerleman stepping up. Third place in the team with 7. Shows you just how dominant Stegall has been with her 19th kill. And Speed right behind her with 10. Bates digs. Sear over to Rudolph. And it is saved the last possible minute, otherwise that would have been a kill. It's blocked back. Blocked back on the attack from Deem. That kill, and we're still going here. Blocked back again. Strength over to Sear. She has to send it over. Gerleman there saves it. Now it's Rudolph has to send it over. Wilson. Kidd. Feds to Gall. Skipping a set in there. And it finally lands. Oh my goodness. That was exhilarating and kind of exhausting for me announcing it. I can't imagine for Seth Page, our statistician tonight, and our spotter, Addison Carter. And with this long run going to BMCU and the lead going away, Tori Renda will use her first timeout of the set. I could be wrong. Oh, it is her first time out of the set. Once again. Other teams start stringing together some plays. It so easily gets in this Lady Eagles team's head. Despite the fact there are 5 seniors, it's still a very young team on average. Most of the juniors on the team are JUCO transfers in their first or second year in the program. So still somewhat new to the system. Adjusting to that, and of course, there are no off nights in the SSAC. Kid serves here, and it's an ace off Elise Rudolph. Kid serves it here. Strength, digs, Sear, over to Dean. Dug by Wilson. Kid feeds Stegall, and that's a block by Riley Deem and Kenzie Hazard. Lady Eagles get the point back. Rudolph serves here. The dig by Stegall. Attack by Gerleman. Sear feeds Jordan. Velez with that dig, and the kill by Gerleman. Strength digs it. Jordan was going to touch it next. It came off of Strength's grasp. Not enough leg behind it. And it lands before Charlie Jordan can do anything with it. That serve by Abby Williams sails out. Point back once again. They're trading points now. And Addison Smith, a freshman from Milton, Florida, now to serve. Dug by Wilson. Kidd feeds Gerleman, and the block by Charlie Jordan and Madison Martin. And we are tied back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan's been in these moments. You can tell she knew how big that was. Smith sends this one aloft. Williams with the dig. Kidd feeds Velez. Rudolph digs. Sear over to Jordan. Wilson saves it again. Kidd back over to Velez. It's blocked back. And back to Velez. Sear with the dig. Smith feeds Jordan. Batted back. Sear over to Deem. Kept alive again. Wilson over to Gerleman. Sear keeps that one alive. Martin feeds to Deem. Too much power. The effort and fight, that's all you want. But man, that's crushing. But we're not over yet. Not by a long shot. Oliver into the game to serve. Jordan digs it. Dean is going to have to save it, and Rudolph sends it over. They do so successfully. Fuller with that attack. Sear over to Jordan. Dug by Williams. Velez sends it back over. Jordan digs. Sear feeds Rudolph. And that attack dooms in the start. Need a more leg on that one. 23-21 is the BMCU lead. Serve here by Oliver. Strength digs. Sear over to Dean. And does that one land? It does. Temporary reprieve at least. Lady Eagles will make it Try to make it more than just that. Mandy Hart in the game. This is who you want serving, the senior setter out of Saraland, Alabama. Dug by Williams. Fuller with that attack. Rudolph digs it. Jordan with that attack. Velez there. Hart digs it. Strength feeds Jordan. Wilson on top of it. Contact with the net with the ball, but not a player. Jordan digs. Wilson. Skipping the set is Peyton Kidd. Hart fed Martin there. And Wilson feeds Gerleman there, and we have match point. 24-22 is the score. Tori Renda arguing her case on that call, thought whatever contact was made but was by the Toppers and should have gone their way. But it's for naught. Brown serves. Jordan digs. Martin with the attack. Velez with that attack. It's blocked back. Brown feeds speed. Strength fed Moss there, and the great response there, and speed. Again, Hart digs. Strength feeds Jordan. Just enough. Oh, goodness, that was scary. Wilson. Back to Velez. We're still alive. Hart feeds Jordan. Velez on the dig. Velez with that attack there. Rudolph keeps it up. Strength feeds Jordan, and she knew what she did there. Had the play right there, just could not get in the right position, and sends that one into the net. And after all those crazy rallies, all the crazy runs and momentum going both sides, the Toppers will leave Tyne Davis with a sweep. They have improved to 21-6 on the season. Might have just locked themselves into the 2 seed for the conference tournament. And Faulkner falls to 9-18. Tune back into FSN tomorrow for a 1 p.m. first serve for Senior Day festivities against Tennessee Southern, with Judd Bailey, FSN's own Judd Bailey on the call. In the meantime, it's been my pleasure to bring you guys the action tonight. This is Joel Sellers of the Faulkner Sports Network, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. God bless, and Soar Eagles.